What is up, everybody? Strong lead hook here with Grizwald, back at it with some Elden Ring and Nioh 2. As you've heard me say over and over again, we got some things cooking up, a lot of different types of content. I don't want to say that we've hit the gold mine, but we hit a small pocket of gold, I would say. I'm talking ideas, good ideas, not necessarily money, but good ideas. So I've beaten the whole game, the story missions, but there's a lot more content in the game itself as far as new game plus, online missions, farming gear, farming levels. Which, as far as Souls games, the new game pluses aren't all that. There's not much to do, but with Neo 2, they really made sure that even after you beat the game, you still got a lot of stuff to do. And it's a 50-hour game. 50-hour game. Griswold, you got anything?
Yeah, well, I did. I had a brain fart. Uh, brain fart. That's okay though. I'm just playing the Elden Ring. I'm trying to do a lot of the side stuff. I try to do something in every video that people may want to see. Maybe they haven't seen before. I'm gonna go fight Vike, the finger, like the finger slayer knight or something like that, and he's a pretty tough fight. I'm also going to this invisible bridge, and as far as content and stuff, yeah, I just want to have a good time. I just want to have fun, have a good time. There'd be some seriousness in there for sure, especially when we're going over the Bible. I did bring up my content I did to my wife, and she said she doesn't necessarily see it, but we're gonna see.
Which one? The YouTube,
uh, the the background with us talking the Bible. She's like, "What's that even mean?" And hey, that's fair. That's fair. And I'm trying to remember where to go right here. Gonna, I'm standing on the sky, folks.
go
But regardless, we're gonna
subscribe.
try it. If we can see, it'll be a hit or miss, right? Like either it's gonna be good or people won't. I'm not too worried about it though. You if you have an idea in life and you don't try it, well, then you're don't get upset when don't get upset when nothing happens. Torch attack, fire breather. Let me see this.
By the
Oh,
way, go subscribe to Griswold's channel. I'm gonna have it down in the comments section or in the descriptions.
oh no. I died. I fell off the invisible bridge. No. That's not the you know to do the channel is the flannel rogues, you know that, right? That's the one we're gonna do the Bible study on, the Flannel Rogues channel.
Oh, I was talking about the stuff where you got the Elden Ring videos.
Oh yeah. Okay. If you're talking about the Elden Ring, yeah, that's fine. As far as the we're gonna do, we don't want to sit there and just put it all out there until we do it, but we're gonna do a church study essentially, and we think people will like it, and it's going to be on a Flannel Rogue channel because we like flannels. And if you don't like
Yes,
flannels, well,
that's on you.
something's wrong with you.
YouTube
Uh,
is saturated with a lot of online ministries, and we're not really looking to do a ministry. We are just doing something that we enjoy. You know,
or
there's a
red.
lot of There's a lot of content creators out there. They call themselves teachers. They call themselves something. We're not doing that. We're just passionate and really interested in the Bible and video games. So that's what we're gonna do.
And I would say the other thing is we just want to make sure also with this that people do have the gospel when we do it. We think a lot of these channels don't really go over the gospel necessarily. And I make sure that we are hitting on the gospel.
They'll go over everything except the one important thing that actually saves you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, at the end of the day, it's faith. It is faith in Jesus Christ and whom He is and what He's done for us. That is the most important thing in the world. And that's the sort of thing people say, right? But that's not even the gospel, right? Like, you need the gospel. You know, Jesus Christ is God Almighty. He came to us. He lived as a man, and he was spilled. This is an innocent man, like a perfect man. Blood was spilled, and we were washed in that blood, and that's why we're able to be saved. 3 days later, he arose from the dead, and it is your faith in that, and that whom he is and what he did, and that is what saves you, is that Jesus Christ is God Almighty, and He died so that you can be saved.
By saved, we mean eternal life. Eternal life. And life for today. Life for today, strength for today, the courage to go through whatever it is you're going through, something to hang on to when times are tough. You know, that's something I hear a lot about, that I hear, and this is not a criticism or anything, but I think even amongst genuine Christians, they forget that it's not just going to heaven after you die. It's you have the blessing today. You have the comforts today. The comfort of the Spirit, the Holy Spirit, and the Lord provides whatever you need to get through what you need to go through. Times are getting tougher. You know, you can't be hanging on to something like, I'm going to go to heaven after I die anyways. You know, which is true, even though it's true. But does that strengthen you and encourage you and edify you? For some people, it's enough. For some people, that's all they need. For some people, they need more. You know?
Yeah, some people, I think it's easy in this world we live in where everything is based off our work, right? And what we do. And we always say, hey, man, I need to do something. I need to do something. But it's your faith that truly saves you. You don't have to do nothing. The Lord's already done it for you. You just have to have faith in whom He is and what He's done. You don't have to do anything. Too many people out there preaching this false gospel like you have to do something to appease the Lord. No, He's done it for you. He has set you up for success. All you have to do, have faith. Okay.
He has finished the work. He has accomplished it. There's nothing else to be done.
Okay. Let me see here. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. There we go. That was kind of scary for a minute. I kept dying. It's like I'm not even gonna be able to show him. So I made it across the invisible bridge. And then I died. I deserve that. Alright, so this is very Elden Ring. If you're watching right now, I am dying left and right. And even when I figured it out, I still died. Oh, my wife learning to play Elden Ring right now. She's doing pretty damn good at it. She has never played a 3D game in her life, and she's picked up Elden Ring, and she is doing really well at that. And she's in it, which I was like, wow, I love you more. For the most part, I really like using just straight hand swords, but I like to get out of my comfort zone. That's why I'm using this big hunk of metal right here. I wouldn't even call it a sword. It's just it's big.
There's a lot of really good weapons in the DLC. I would say you'll probably like it, probably enjoy it.
I do like to get first. I like to try to have fun with the game outside of my normal way of playing. My first Souls game was Dark Souls 3, and I just really enjoyed the one-on-one, like methodically move way through the game, just have fun with it. Build. I didn't even understand what a build was at that point in time. So, oh, I'm running off the edge. All right, let's go fight. Vike is the poster boy for Elden Ring. Vike was almost Elden Lord, and then some things went terribly wrong, and he decided to go with the Frenzy Flame, and it didn't work out. They say part of the lore is that it probably didn't work out because he was wearing his armor when the fingers grabbed him, and you're not supposed to be. You're supposed to be naked. And that's why his armor, which you'll see if I can beat him, his armor is burnt.
I heard that they're doing a Elden Ring anime series.
I wouldn't doubt it. You've seen like people will do the in 1 hour and it'll be anime type-ish stuff on YouTube, and people watch that stuff. So I don't doubt they would. They would. So I'm not really an anime guy, but hey, I'm just a guy.
I hope they don't go woke with it.
I don't think it would. Japan does their own thing. They're really not part of the wokeness, but they don't necessarily appeal to Christian beliefs either. So. All right, let's go. All right, here comes Vike. Oh, 3 hits. All right, for the sake of just like letting you see what this guy has, I'm gonna let him heal some. Weapon is overpowered. Oh. Oh yeah, you're out of juice, buddy. And that's Vike. My character is way overpowered, guys, so he shouldn't have to fight, but I've been cheating. And for me, Vike's armor is some of the best armor in the on helmet. Okay, helmet. Which this the not the Carrion Knight. The Knight helmet is like, as far as I think that's supposed to be Vike's, but it looks more like the Carrion Knight helmet. Iron helmet signed and blistered by fingers, worn by Vike, Knight of the Round Hold. No other tarnish was closer to the throne of Vike, but without announcement, Vike traveled far below the capital and was scorched by the flame of frenzy. Did he make his choice for his maiden, or did some other force lure him with a suggestion? Need a different shield, man. Okay. How much do I got? Oh. Okay, what can I... What else is down here I haven't done? I'm trying to remember, where do you get the blood sword everybody uses, or used to use, online? The one, oh, I can't remember the name. I think it's... What is the name of that? Sword, blood. Oh yeah, Rivers of Blood. Alright. I'm going to try and get the River Blood sword just because I want to do Volcano Manor. I need to finish it. But I want to get this sword because I think I need to get it before I can finish Volcano Manor. As far as the side quests, I'm trying to do all the side quests because I'm close to igniting the tree on fire. And after that side quest, you can't do no more. Okay, yep, I'm about to be invaded. But I try to save some fun stuff so when I'm on, people might know. Invaded by Bloody Finger Okina. Ooh, he hit hard. And that's the Rivers of Blood. There we go, and an Okina mask. Let's check those out, see what they do. Weapon art for you. The Rivers of Bleed is a big deal in Elden Ring. Everybody knows that. Has played it forever now. I've never actually used a sword, but when the game first came out, it was a fan favorite. I think they've uh what's the word? They've nerfed it down pretty bad compared to the way it was, so it's not a fan favorite no more the way it used to be. So I know some people love it. Okay, and the Okina mask. Let's see what that says. A wooden mask that depicts an old man baring his teeth, the source of the sobriquet of the great swordsman of the land of reeds. Raises dexterity as it lowers focus. The more he sharpened his mind, the more the absurdities of the world came into stark relief. And so Okina renounced it all and rose to higher plane. There was only himself, his katana, and his mastery. Before long, Okina became a demon of a swordsman. And it lowers poise, and it raises dexterity. Well, no, it doesn't lower poise. It's just lowering poise because I'm taking my helmet off. It lowers your focus. What is...
As you can
That's
see,
your
I got out
screen,
of that.
anyway.
I got out of that boss fight. I'll fight them later. I'll fight them when I'm over leveled.
Oh, you were getting...
Yeah, I'll fight them later.
You're... Okay, that's fair enough. That he's had enough.
Your gear counts for so much in this game that you're wasting your resources to keep fighting something. You know, you gotta you'll end up wasting all of your resources. That's something that's different in this game versus all the other Souls games, is that there are ARPG elements like Diablo, where you know, farm up gear, farm up levels, and your resources are limited. It's not like with Dark Souls or Elden Ring, where you could keep hammering away at a boss over and over till you figure it out. With this game, it's a little bit different. I mean, I could sit there and try to figure out his moveset, but in the process of that, I'll be wasting all of my resources, like my health. My flasks are finite.
Speaking of flask, I'm gonna level my flask up right now. Increase amount replenished by flask. Some people love to have their vigor just way over leveled. So my philosophy is, when I'm fighting a boss, some people use a double charge. I've always just used one charge. And if you're patient, in this game, it punishes you for using a flask anyways, so you have to be smart with it. If you choose to, I mean, my point is, if you level up vigor and then your life is at almost zero and you use a flask, it doesn't fill your life up anyway. So people like vigor is still important. It's important. I just don't think it's as important as people put out to be.
You talking about
learn to dodge hits.
Vigor as in health, right? That's what you're talking about.
Right. Correct. And I'm about to talk to Melina real quick in just a second. Hang on. I have dogs, folks. I have a wolf hybrid, and sometimes I get worried about them escaping, so I just have to go check sometimes. They're quiet. Alright, let's talk to Melina. But yeah, real quick, vigor, yeah, so if I'm losing all my life, then I use a potion to heal, and it doesn't even heal me all the way, what's the point to really killing vigor if it only protects me at the very beginning of the match? So I think it's overrated. There's other stats I could build. Okay. What am I going to do next? I don't want to do all the cold area because I don't want to do the giants just yet. I know what I wanted to do. Oh, I saw down here. Here. Let me get rid of this. I got rid of it. Yeah, I want to go down there. I saw something shining down there. Oh yeah, I mean, oh yeah, here's the weapon art for Rivers of Blood. It's a lot of people like it. Oh, and you can just keep it going. That looks like 6 cuts if you can get through the whole motion. Oh, okay. Sure. Right now I'm doing strength build, so I'm going to this colossal metal, and I have the lion's ball hooked to it, which I do like the lion's ball. It's an overpowered weapon art. Heavy gray sword, colossal sword. Up all the way. Oh. Oh, this is bad. I might as well. Oh, he's going to throw rocks. Let me get up here. That's how you do it. One more hit. Come on, buddy. Stand up. There we go. Oh shit! Am I getting hit by another guy? That was cheating. That was cheating if there ever was a cheater. See? That's what I mean. I used my vigor. I didn't even heal all the way. So why would I keep leveling it up? This guy. And the giants, I should have started coming. Up. There we go. Woo. There's also supposed to be a farm from one of these guys. It's a really rare farm. I think there's another one. I'm gonna go fight him in a minute. Oh, sweet. What is that? Like a dinosaur or something? I hear a noise.
Who, me?
Oh, yeah. It's an overgrown monkey.
Yeah, you got like monsters in this game, just like any other Souls game.
Yeah, it was like a dinosaur. I was like, is that me or you? Like, am I about to be attacked? Yeah. There's another giant down here somewhere. I'm just gonna go on a giant slaying real quick. Oh, there he is. Okay. Yeah, some of these guys come to life also, so gotta be careful. Let me see if he will. I'm gonna use Blessing's Boon and Golden Bow in a second. Blessing's Boon will heal you over time for a minute and a half. Golden Bow is your defense and your attack power for 3 minutes. And I'm just gonna go beat this guy because He's bigger than me, and I don't like bullies. Oh, just like that. Come on now. Booyakasha. Any more giants? Other than there. All the way back through here. Have a bit through here. I kind of ran through this area last time just to get to the Haley tree as quick as possible, so there's a lot of stuff I think I did not do. There's one. Oh, did I get that? I have that through there. Bobby, are you? Oh, back at it. Solely hook. Are you the type of guy that gets ups? Like you don't like to keep dying at the bosses, or like you won't just spend hours and hours dying at the bosses?
It depends.
I'm getting ready. I'm at Melania right now, and I want to learn to fight her and learn her moveset. And we're gonna do that with Moog too. But yeah, I'd say to some degree I'm the same way. It depends. Sometimes I will. Sometimes I just want to beat up on the boss. Okay. I think with this ending, I'm going to do the cursed seedbed ending. Because the next time I play it, I want him as a spirit, and I ain't going to mess it up again. I got one for you guys. I forgot about this guy. This is going to be a Godskin Apostle, and I should be able to be pretty like I'm pretty overpowered. Oh. Here I am. Okay, crap. Got him. So the god skins were god killers, and they would take their skins and wear them. Alright, I'm close to getting another level. A great sword. Oh, it says, oh, I need 22 deaths. Okay. Dexterity, do I? 20? I guess I'm gonna level up dexterity twice. Why not? I want to be able to use the weapon. No, actually, I'm not gonna do that because not on this build. Because I was trying to get my strength just up to 60. So on a normal playthrough, if you want to get your strength, or if you want to get your best attack power up for whatever weapon you're using, 60 is like where you want it, and that's pretty daggum good. And since I'm doing a strength build, I want to get my strength up to 60, even though I'm already over leveled. I'm just over leveled in other things. I guess depending on how you play, you can say there's no such thing as being over leveled, but that's to each his own. I think I know where another fight might be. Hang on.
Let's go ahead and do our segment. We are at the 48-minute mark. Did you want to do that?
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead and lead off.
I really didn't have anything planned. But what we were talking about yesterday about Andrew Tate, about he's a role model for a lot of people, but he's not a role model at all. I think he's more like a well, not more like, but definitely he's a cult leader for sure. He is not a good example to set forth. With conservatism rising up in America, in the West, it's important to trim the fat and to see who really belongs in this umbrella and who does not, you know. Like Andrew Tate is not one of those people that should be associated with conservatism, because that can bite us in the ass later. There's a reason why, you know, there's a reason why the liberals are so upset. They're not upset for no reason. There's a reason why they ended up the way they are. All of the resentment that built up over the years because of conservatives. So I think if conservatism is to make a comeback in America, and traditionalism, people like him certainly cannot be associated with that ideology. Not to mention, I mean, he's anti-Israel. He's not a Christian. He's a Muslim. Blames the Jews for the circumstances of his life. It's like, no, man, like, you trafficked women and tricked people into giving you money. You cannot blame the Jews for that. You know, that's on you. A lot of men grow up, or a lot of boys grow up with no role models, and they just latch on to people like him, you know, which is sad.
Yeah, people envy this man, and he is like exactly what a man is not. All right, just because you can beat somebody up doesn't make you a man. You, as a man, of this world, you do have obligations to the people, to them right, respect, do the right things. That's outside of just in Christianity. Other religions know these things and do them. You don't treat women like objects of value for other men. You don't just disrespect people left and right. And then you get upset when people are coming down on you like you're something special. Like, oh, what did I do? You know what you did.
And it's funny, we'll criticize the liberals for their ideas, but people like him who associate with the conservatives won't reflect on his own deeds. There's a reason why liberals are angry at a patriarchal society. There are legitimate concerns when you look at, especially in the Old Testament and during when Jesus was alive. It was an oppressive patriarchal society, and they were conservative. They kept the law, but they didn't check themselves. They didn't self-reflect or self-assess, and they had oppressed the women. There wasn't much for women to do during Jesus's time. They had been oppressed so much. It was there was a reason why that woman had 5 husbands, because one man would marry her and then she'd leave him, but she couldn't divorce him. He could divorce her, which is weird. But then it's not like she could just get a job. So then she just jumps on another man who promises to protect and provide for her. And then it just continues until next thing you know, she's got 5. And then there's the issue that she could not go to Jerusalem to worship God. She was not allowed in the southern kingdom because she was in Samaria. So it's a bad situation all for the women during Jesus' time. And conservatives today won't acknowledge some of the pitfalls in their ideology. It's like, well, there's a reason why these people are upset. You can't ignore them. You can't ignore their needs. Or else we'll just go back. Things will just go back to the way they were. It'll just be a cycle. Let's say we're not in the end times.
Remember our lieutenant, the one that was overseas with us most of the time. I'm not trying to put names out there or anything. The scrawny one. But he was speaking one time on in Afghanistan how women are used as cattle, like a man will go trade woman to another man for cattle, and she'll become his wife and stuff. And like, that's a regular thing over there, and that's real. That's not part of our ways. It's things that have been going on. And what that was leading me to think of, I remember one time you said sometimes women just get dealt a bad hand, and whether we like it or not, that's part of life. Do you that a little bit, maybe some of your thoughts?
And today today there are certainly a lot more opportunities for women, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
But during Jesus's time in the Old Testament, it wasn't. I think things went really south for women during the silent years, between when the Jews were in Persia versus during the Greek occupation of Israel. During that time, the 300 years of silence, things were pretty bad. That's when things went south. Because during Babylon and Persia, they were a little bit more liberal when it came to women's rights, which God did approve of. It was liberal rights versus oppression. And of course, you already know what God's going to pick. He's not going to pick. He would rather have more rights and freedom for people, even if sometimes they don't use it for the best, they don't use it for the good, versus flat out being oppressed. And there were a lot of wars going on back then. So the men would go to war, they would die, and they would leave behind their wife and kids. And the people that did not fight would not take care of them. It's not like they had social programs. It's not like they had welfare and social security back then. It was left up to the neighbors, that community, to lift each other up, right? To take care of them. You did not go to war. your neighbor went to war and died, and it kind of falls on that community to take care of the widows and the orphans. When you look at the minor prophets in the Bible, what God was most upset about was not regular sin. It was the fact that the widows and the orphans had been abandoned. They had refugees, which the Bible calls strangers, that were abandoned. You had these people, foreigners, Gentiles, that would go to Israel and to worship God. But they had, like, eventually, of course, they would run out of money. They would have nowhere to stay. And they had nowhere to go. And all they wanted to do was worship this God that they had heard of, this God who did not require their babies to be sacrificed, this God that provides, this God that doesn't have a temper, he's not moody. All you had to do was not oppress your fellow man. That's all you had to do. And this God of the Hebrews would not get angry. He would bless you. Which, compared to the other religions and cultures of the time, is very generous. Look at the Mayans, right? They did the human sacrifices. I can't remember what era in the Bible the Mayans would have existed in, but they carried it over from the Canaanites, that human sacrifice thing. They got that from the Philistines. They got it from the Canaanites. The Nephilim too. They were cannibalistic. They wanted to eat people. So the early tribes and cultures and nations of that time would make human sacrifices to appease the giants, or else the giants would have killed them. But all of these things connect. Like, I'm not trying to be off on a tangent, because all of these things connect. That's what the Bible does for you. It connects these stories. When people say there's contradictions in the Bible, it's because they ignore the narratives, the bigger picture. It's funny because they will read, atheists will read other literature and will read it as literature from back to front. And they will understand the thematic elements and the narratives of what they're reading, like Iliad or Odyssey. But when it comes to the Bible, they won't read it like that. They'll say, oh, it's a contradiction. Well, no, there's like 1,000 years in between. Things would have had to change. Between that chapter you read and this chapter, hundreds of years passed. Between this book and this book, there's like 300 years of gap. You don't think something changed? So,
Well, yeah, that's why we do what's called rightly dividing in the Bible. Things that went on aren't necessarily, like, man still does the same bad stuff, but the way you handle it now compared to then is different. The Bible, it gives times for when you're supposed to do things, and then there's other times where those things no longer apply. And that does always still come back to faith, no matter what anybody says.
Yeah. Well, thanks for tuning in, y'all. We'll see you next time.